In a PC, power is everything. Gaming ability relies on processor speed, memory, and your graphics card. And sometimes you want all of that in a smaller form factor. So instead of getting something like this, you might want to grab something like this. So how does it hold up to normal and under extreme circumstances? Let's get into that. I'm Andrew with IdeaCentre Explained, and this is a Lenovo AIO Y910 review. One of the best things about the Y910 is the hardware. Being an all-in-one, all that hardware is packed into one monitor. The screen itself is 27 inches. So that means a GeForce GTX 8GB graphics card, up to 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. You also get a 2TB HDD, 256GB SSD, and a 6th gen i7 processor, which is all packed into a space about only 4 inches deep. Not to mention that if you need to, you can replace all the components of the Y910 by just pulling off the back panel and digging right in. Just push in the Y logo and pull down on the panels, revealing the guts. Suppose you want even more RAM, or if you want to replace the GPU, you can get in there and replace all of the parts over again. Something I was skeptical about when looking into the Y910 was the all-in-one aspect of it. Buying something with such a steep price tag is a little daunting if you can't upgrade the computer in the future. With replaceable parts, that's not so much of a worry anymore, although you probably won't be running out of space with a combined total of 2,256 gigs of storage space. With all that power, the Y910 runs extremely well. Operation is smooth and pretty much almost perfect. Startup is extremely fast thanks to the SSD of course, and gaming is great. Games like Astroneer, which is currently in pre-alpha, meaning it's not entirely optimized, runs flawlessly. Really, I shouldn't have to spend too much time explaining performance since it does have a 1080 i7 and DDR4 RAM. Obviously, software performance is going to be pretty high up there. On the outside, there are a couple of cool things added for cable management and organization. On the left side is a hidden hook for hanging your headphones when it's not in use. The other cool feature on the back of the stand is a cable loop to keep your cables in tow. You're going to have a lot of them when it comes to ports. When it comes to ports, the Y910 is packed with options. You've got 7 USB ports, 3 3.0s, and 4 2.0s, which means you probably won't be running out of space. And the ports are actually split up into a side panel and the rear panel. The side panel has the 3 USB ports and an SD card reader, which is an all-in-one reader. Then you have the headphone and microphone jack as well as the HDMI switch button, which activates the second display mode, which allows you to plug in something into the Y910 and use the Y910 as a second monitor without even powering on the computer, which is pretty cool, right? Now the rear panel has the 4 USB ports and the 2 HDMI ports, one in and one out. Lastly is the RJ45 Ethernet plugin, which, fun fact, the Y910 uses killer double shot tech that provides a secure connection when online gaming, meaning you can use Wi-Fi and an LAN connection at the same time, so if one drops out, then you still have another one to keep it going. This provides a flawless gaming experience. So, though all the components are fantastic, what about the display itself? Well, coming in at 27 inches, the monitor is anything but small. The Y910 has such a small footprint that even though the display is large, it doesn't take up too much space. The screen comes in at 2560 by 1440, which classifies as QHD. And the display is actually really pretty if you really look at it up close. So when you're playing games at extremely fast speeds, the display will keep up with you, no problem. It being a 144Hz monitor, everything is extremely smooth in operation. Another cool point is that the monitor has 25 degrees of movement, so you can get the perfect viewing angle every time you need it. Overall, the IdeaCentre AIO Y910, which is a mouthful to say, has a lot of power and definitely the ports to back it up. It does come with a really steep price tag. The Y910 starts at $2,299, which seems like a lot to a lot of people, and it is, but if you're willing to spend that kind of money and for a computer that definitely backs up its price, then go for it. But for now, I'm Andrew with IdeaCentre Explained, and this has been the Lenovo IdeaCentre Y910 review. So we hope you enjoy the video, and if you want to, keep checking back for more like this weekly.